Hi, guys, and welcome to yet another episode of the Between the Zones film news show. As usual, I am your host, Kees Cornelis, to talk about all things that happened last week in the movie news. Joining me, as usual, it's the panel that you've grown used to, I assume. It's Chris and Evan. Chris, how are you doing today?
What's up? I'm tired. Let's get this over with.
Whoa, energy.
I'm
Okay.
kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Actually, you know what? No. Looking forward to talking about some movie news, and should be a good time.
Okay, and Evan, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's been a mixed week in movies. I'm feeling good though. I finally have my setup the way I want it, so I'll be very much more effective in everything take three. It's gonna be a beautiful week coming up. We have a plethora of stuff coming out for you guys, so be excited.
A plethora? I believe you mean a
Oh,
plethora.
I said a plethora. Skype cut out, I guess.
Whatever. With that out of the way, we'll just start with our first news story. The weekend box office numbers are in. Of course, the number one this weekend was Wonder Woman, opening at a whopping 100.5 million and opening worldwide at 223 million already. Even though it's not out right here in the Netherlands, I still have to wait 2 weeks for that fucking movie to come out. Then number two, Captain Underpants, coming in at 23.5 million, actually opening pretty decent, better than some people might have expected. Number three, Pirates of the Caribbean 5, dropping 65.7%. That's a
Wow.
big drop. However, it still is over 500 million worldwide, so it is making quite some money already. And it made 21.6 million this weekend. Number four, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, still holding on to that top five. It's been a lot of weeks. I think this is its fifth weekend already that it's in the top five. So yeah, doing really well, making 9.7 million, dropping only 53.4%. Now, it's over 800 million worldwide, which means that it outgrows Volume 1, actually, which is also pretty impressive. And number five, rounding off the top five, is Baywatch, bringing in 8.5 million. After not opening that great last week, it dropped 54.1%. So it's at 67 million worldwide, almost making its budget back, but still not making a profit. Anyway, Evan, what are your thoughts on this weekend's box office?
Congratulations to Wonder Woman making $100 million at the box office. That is a huge one for Patty Jenkins and female directors coming up in these big franchises, actually trying to make a name for themselves. Good for Gal Gadot. Necessarily, I don't think she was the best part of the movie, but good for her in having strong female leads. Good on that. It's a good story when it like apart from the movie, like this whole thing is a good story. Everybody receives the film really well. It's making a boatload of money, which is really good in this day and age of film. So I'm happy with that. Captain Underpants making 23.5 million. Guys, I'm making the statement on Between the Zones. It is the best movie of the year, and I'm
In your
extremely
opinion.
happy. And I'm extremely happy that it performed the way it did. I was expecting something in the 15s, but 23.5 million I think is really exciting. Um, Pirates, it deserved that 65% drop. Look, it's a decent film, but it's not what it could have been. And yeah, I'm okay with that film. It'll barely make its budget back. And then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, it's hanging around in there, and I think it deserves it. It was a good film in my opinion. It's the third best film out of the top five, and it's deservedly so, or it should be. And Baywatch dropping 54%, it makes sense. 67 million worldwide. It's gonna lose money off of marketing and such like that probably. So those are my thoughts.
Okay, so one correction. Pirates of the Caribbean 5 already made its money back.
Well, I'm taking in the percent that the percent that the theater takes back in the marketing.
Pirates of the Caribbean already made its money back. Easily. And
And
it's gonna make
I,
even
I
more.
would put the shades on for another correction, but I'm not gonna go full that far. However,
Oh
though, I'm
boy.
sorry, Evan. I'm about to give you the pronunciation of the week. Gal Gadot. Say it with me now. Gal Gadot.
Is it Godot?
God damn it, Ken Knapsack.
Hey, Chris, now that you're talking anyway, your thoughts?
Um, Baywatch. that movie can go away now. Can we just call it a bomb and move on? Guardians 2, I'm glad to see it topped the original. I'm glad that, even though, sure, I will always say the first one's better, but I'm glad to see this one is still making money, and I'm glad to see that, even when Marvel gives out a decent film, it's able to crank out, give them some cash. Same with Pirates. I thought it was actually really fun, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. But yeah, that is a pretty decent drop. Sad to see that, but look, it already made its money back. We're fine. Captain Underpants, apparently it's okay.
It's really good.
Dude, 86% in Rotten Tomatoes. That is more than okay.
I'll be the judge of that when I go see it. But for just 1 second, I'm beyond stoked that Wonder Woman has already cracked 225 worldwide and cracked 100 domestically. But I'm appalled that it took us this long for us to get a great female-led superhero movie directed by a female director that, first and foremost, was just a good movie.
Yeah, it really
better
was.
late than never.
I know, but I just don't like people like that,
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Yeah, my thoughts is I finally caught up on a lot of movies this week. So first of all, I'll say if you want any or all of my thoughts, check out reviews going up on my channel. Shameless plug right there. So Wonder Woman is not out yet over here. I have to wait 2 weeks for that movie, so I can't say anything. But I'm happy that apparently the first actual good DCEU movie is doing well. So that's something. Captain Underpants is not even coming out here at all. So,
which is really sad because it's so good.
Pirates of the Caribbean 5, I finally saw. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie, and seriously, that movie deserves more money. But at least it's making the money overseas, and it's made its money back. And I hope that there are more movies on the way for this franchise because 5 was a lot of fun, and it does set up for more, which is interesting. Guardians Volume 2 still holding on. That's goddamn impressive. And Baywatch, bomb. So let's move on to the first news story, which is the Murder on the Orient Express trailer. The first trailer for yet another remake of this story dropped. I've heard that there have been other remakes of this version of this story that it has been told a couple of times, but I have not seen any of those versions. I have only seen this trailer, and I already thought the cast was amazing. When Josh Gad made those videos of Daisy Ridley asking about The Last Jedi and whatnot, that I was like, wait, what movie are they shooting? And I heard about, this Murder on the Orient Express. Now we finally have the trailer. I thought the trailer looked really good. Minus the song. Yes, I get it. Everyone is raving about the song. It's just a song. The trailer looks good. I'm looking forward to this movie. And Chris, rant about the song some more.
Well, I'll tell you, it didn't work for me, but I'm not gonna get on the hate train about it because whatever. That's the thing.
Get it?
Are you not gonna get on the Orient Express?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get on the Orient Express of hating that song because look, here's the thing. That's just been the trend of doing remakes of popular songs and just doing it for a trailer. Which, in some cases, like Bad Moon Rising for Green Room, that was a great trailer with a great use of the song. This, not so much. Even though the trailer itself was fantastic, and Kenneth as Hercule was just so delightfully cheesy. I am so looking forward to this movie. So, sign me up. Just keep that song out.
Indeed. Evan?
Look, I saw the cast, and it's not like one of those movies that I'm like over anticipating, but I know I'm going to see it, so I want to go with it in a blind eye. I chose not to see the trailer, but I do want to address this whole song.
You didn't do your homework, bad boy.
No, I chose not to see it because I'm sold. I look at the cast, I heard the story, I'm sold. But I do want to address the trailer thing. I think the trailer that started that trend necessarily was the Age of Ultron Pinocchio when it came out.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right. No, but like it was a song that was used specifically in the trailer, not in the movie.
Guardians
Not
of
in
the
the movie.
Galaxy. Oh,
So,
Yeah.
no. But Guardians started it with Hooked on a Feeling in the
yeah.
first one.
But like Age of Ultron changed the song to I got no strings. Like they did it like
yeah,
really
where
creepy,
they
weird
took
like that.
they took an upbeat song and they made it dark and emotional.
Yeah.
And,
Which it
creepy.
works.
It's on me. By the way, that is
first,
in the movie.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
It is in
when
the
it
movie.
first came out, everybody's raving about it, but now because it's overused, people aren't necessarily the best on it. So it's just weird how trends happen.
Okay, so yeah, with that out of the way, I've given my thoughts. I like the
And
trailer
you know
a
what?
lot.
Real quick, I just want to know. How familiar are you guys with Agatha Christie and her novels?
Not at all.
No.
Okay, then you know what? I think this movie will be a good introduction to her style.
Sure, I'm not gonna read the books anyway. But move on to the next news story. But yeah, look, the only thing I read is Star Wars canon. That's the only thing. So,
And Harry Potter.
Aquaman apparently is going to be set after Justice League. After the events of Justice League is when the movie will take place, which means we are going to skip the origin story. They are going to just tell a new story of Aquaman. Of course, we've heard some things coming out with Mera, images, characters, but it's not going to be an origin story. Even though we've never, ever, ever seen anything of Aquaman on the big screen whatsoever. We've only had the stupid joke in Family Guy, like you're more useless than Aquaman. Yeah, they're not going with the origin story, and I don't like it because seriously, like, nobody knows who Aquaman is, especially if the only thing we know is that Aquaman sucks. It's like you have to give us an origin story where you set him up as a cool character. I think so. I don't know what they're doing. Evan, do you have any clue what they're doing?
Okay. I think they're gonna explain his origin a bit in Justice League, where he came from, and you're gonna see and learn a bunch of his powers in Justice League. So then it gives you the ability just to tell the story that James Wan wants to tell in Aquaman. So I think they're gonna do a bunch of explaining in Justice League. Now that scares me because I want Justice League to be about Justice League, and we'll see how that goes. It's a balancing act really in the DCEU, but I have trust in James Wan, so we'll see where it goes.
We shall indeed. Chris, your thoughts?
Let me tell you about a character named Spider-Man. They brought him into the MCU
Spider-Man.
with no backstory, with no true origin. All of a sudden, he was just there in Civil War. He had a quick moment. He was there for a little bit. And yes, I know where you're going to go with this case, because we have seen adaptation after adaptation after adaptation of Spider-Man.
5 movies.
However, I believe that this is the route they're going to go with Aquaman, which, to be honest, I'm okay with. I'm legit okay with this because they're continuing the story while using his origin story to move the plot forward. I'll bet $5, or you know what? Hell, I'll go even higher. I'll bet $20 that this is going to be the plot of the movie. Something that happened in Aquaman's past comes back to haunt him after the events of Justice League, and we're going to see some flashbacks. We're going to see some, other stuff like that. That's the kind of story they're going to tell. So, in a sense, we're getting the origin story, but it's an origin story that pushes the overall story forward.
Okay, yeah, you bring up a good point. I still am doubtful, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, with that out of the way, yeah, I'm sorry to be the Debbie Downer in this case, but yeah, DCU has not had a great track record. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh no, dude, don't worry. In my eyes, they've only had one good film, and it just came out.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, let's move on to the next news story, which is, oh my God, okay.
Is it Shades time, gentlemen? I think it's Shades time.
Yeah, because apparently we have to blame Rotten Tomatoes for Baywatch and Pirates not to make money, even though Pirates made 500 million worldwide. Baywatch did bomb, but that movie just sucked. apparently. I mean, I haven't seen it. I'm actually seeing it tomorrow, but
Chris Day gave it a 4 out of 5.
yeah, that's only because The Rock. I mean, he's rock hard for The Rock, so yeah. No, but seriously, like, are we going to? How big of an influence has Rotten Tomatoes gotten in the movie world? It's insane that people are now blaming Rotten Tomatoes for bad box office. That's bullshit. I mean, do you even know how Rotten Tomatoes works? It's an aggregator. It's an aggregator of a few reviewers all over the world giving their reviews, and it's just people giving their reviews, and then either it's fresh or it's rotten, and then you get a score out of that, an average. It's not the end all be all of things, and people get way too obsessed over Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, I disagree with Rotten Tomatoes like 50% of the time. Doesn't affect my movie going experience, Doesn't affect my box office. Anywho, Chris, give me your thoughts, please.
How freaking idiotic do you morons, you little piss-minded sheep zombie dumbasses, how stupid can you be? Look, I'm sorry if I'm going to go on a rant here, but listen. Hey, people. Listen. This is important. Everything that Kees said, ditto. Thank you.
Okay, guys, let's get halfway serious here. Here's the issue at hand. Rotten Tomatoes has actually became a very big part of our movie going society. And no, it's true. Like, you look at a film, we're like, oh wow, that's rotten. It's obviously probably not a good film. I haven't seen Baywatch, but I still recognize it as a bad film because only 16% of critics liked it. So the issue at hand is filmgoers now becoming more lazy and just looking at a number per se of actually reading specific reviews and seeing, oh, this critic thinks this critic thinks this. But it also comes down to make good movies, so your Rotten Tomatoes score isn't low. Like, it's also that simple. Baywatch, make a better film, so your Rotten Tomatoes score isn't 15, 20%. Pirates of the Caribbean, make a better movie, so your Rotten Tomatoes score isn't 33% from the last time I checked.
Baywatch is at 20, Pirates is at 29.
Exactly. Make better movies. That's accessible to everybody. And that's where it all comes to. Sure, yeah, it's a business, but it's a business that you can thrive in and succeed in if you actually make good movies. That's the reason why your Rotten Tomatoes score is so low. People nowadays just have a simple aggregator that everybody somehow agrees by, looks at it, they're like, this is good. And that's what the normal moviegoer goes to now is Rotten Tomatoes, not IMDb. They go to Rotten Tomatoes, and that's just how it is. So, is it Rotten Tomatoes' fault? It's not their fault. It's the moviegoer's fault for looking at Rotten Tomatoes as the end-all be-all.
And plus, to build off that for just a second here, guys. If you do actually base some of what you choose to go see on Rotten Tomatoes, then actually look at the reviews and don't just look at one. Like, maybe see, oh, hey, Scott Mantz said that this movie was fantastic, or William Bibiani said this movie was awful, or Alonso Duralde said this film was okay. Just look at, like, actually, if you're gonna, like I said, if you're gonna base it off Rotten Tomatoes, do your research first.
Yeah, this is also the reason. This is the reason why I am subscribed to some YouTube reviews and I watch their reviews. I agree with Jeremy Johns like on 90% of the movie. So I watch his review to actually make a call. I don't look at Rotten Tomatoes. I watch his review first to see if I actually want to see a movie. Because this is the current top 10 of the box office. This I can see on Rotten Tomatoes. Pirates of the Caribbean is number 1. Of course, this is last week. It's a 29%. I completely disagree with that because I really enjoyed that movie. I gave it a 7.5. Number 2 is Guardians. I did not like that as much as other people, and it's at 81%. I think that score is too high. Baywatch I haven't seen. Alien Covenant, I thought that movie was just not that good, and it says 71%. I disagree. It really is your own taste. Look, King Arthur is at 28%. and that is my favorite movie of the summer so far. I spoiler alert for my review, give it an 8.5 out of 10. So it's like, I disagree with the score simply if I look at the aggregated score. But that score is just an aggregator of multiple reviews. It's not your own thoughts. It's not the end all be all. So seriously, get a fucking opinion and don't blame Rotten Tomatoes because you're lazy. And
DCU fanboys. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you said that. And totally justified.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Oh.
shades can come off because it's time to talk a little bit about Star Wars.
Well,
Well.
we'll have to
What?
see.
You guys, come on.
What's the matter, Case? Are we going down a
Well,
path
get
you
on
can't
it,
follow?
Kees. Tell the story, Kees. Get on it. Get on it.
I can't follow. Anywho, okay. So apparently, news broke that Ryan Johnson had a lot of creative control, and that is simply because they didn't really have a plan going forward. I mean, if you ask Pablo Hidalgo the same question, he'll tell you otherwise. And I mean, I do assume they have a plan, but no. Ryan Johnson said that he had a lot of creative control simply because they didn't even know what The Force Awakens would do and how it would end. And because of that, they were like, okay, let's do this. That works the best for the movie. And then Ryan Johnson can do The Last Jedi the way that he wants to make sure that you have creative control. Now, on one side, that may hurt because, we need a plan to go somewhere. On the other hand, if you give Ryan Johnson full creative control, I'll see that movie because, guys, Looper, anyone? the guy is just great when he
Great
has
film.
creative
Great film.
control.
Yeah, great film.
Oh boy, Evan, what are your thoughts on this news story?
Oh my god! If I heard this coming out of Kevin Feige's mouth, I would walk away from the Marvel universe. I'd be like, "You're giving full control to this precious universe that is $1 billion making franchise," and you're just being like, "Oh, have all the control that you want." That's what happened with Joss Whedon in the Avengers. Sure, of course, Ryan Johnson is a better director than Joss Whedon, but the point goes to show.
Arguable, debatable.
Anyway,
Continue.
That exactly my point. You don't, like, even if you are, you don't say that out loud. You now have a fan base who knows and can trust the studio. This fan base trusts Disney. This fan base trusts Lucasfilm. You don't tell the fans, "Oh yeah,
Okay.
we gave Ryan Johnson
You're speaking for probably 60% of the fan base. The other 40% still has no trust in Disney whatsoever.
But if you say something like that, it's just bad publicity, in my opinion. It's just like, yeah, I have free creative control.
It's
the
bad
last time that
branding, right?
happened, the last time that happened was the Phantom Menace.
Hey,
That's
Evan,
the last time that happened.
Evan, it's bad branding, right?
It's horrible branding. Hashtag bad branding. Hashtag double B.
Oh boy.
My point. It's just bad. Okay, I'm not that appalled by it. I just hate the whole publicity stunt that they had to pull off. And then I think Disney made something like, "Oh, you didn't have full control of it." You don't want that to happen. You just want one statement where the studio and I were working good together. That's all you have to say. Oh, it just makes me cringe. Sorry, rant over.
Hashtag cringe. Chris?
okay. Now, allow me to shed a little light on this thing, because Ryan Johnson was answering a fan tweet. So, he only had 140 characters to work with. B, he had to give an answer that the fan wanted to hear. And I'm sure the fan doesn't want to hear of, yeah, I had to work within a certain guideline, but I still had a lot of, I still could make some decisions here and there. That's not what fans want to hear. What fans want to hear is, "Oh, yeah, no, I was able to make my movie because you guys respect my work." And to be fair, it was a tweet. So he probably wrote it in less than 10 seconds. Like, "Oh, yeah, I had a lot of creative control." Boom. Sent. So that's why this whole thing, it's a non-fucking story, with all due respect. Because in any excuse me. In any franchise, no director really has that much control. Who has the control? The story group. Kiri Hart has more control over the story in The Last Jedi than Rian Johnson does. Pablo Hidalgo has more control in the story than Rian Johnson does. Kathleen Kennedy has way more control of the story than Rian Johnson does. All that Rian did was he wrote the dialogue, put in a few of his own ideas in terms of events, and he made it happen on the big screen, and we will all see it in December. Now, The Last Jedi is my most anticipated movie of this year, hands down.
Of course.
But...
Oh, there's the but.
There's the but. The minute I hear statements like this, I instantly think, oh, shit. He went and said something he really shouldn't have said. Because now, what's it doing? It's sparking clickbait ads. It's sparking non-stories.
It's the spark of rebellion? Could you say that? Sorry.
Well, I prefer to call it the spark of idiocy, but...
True.
Look.
By the way, whoever gets that reference, 10 points.
Yes, amen. Amen, brother. But... It just pisses me off when news aggregates just run with shit like this because there is no need to.
Fair enough.
So
It was a slow news week. In all fairness, whenever it's a slow news week,
I know. But again, it's not just us who picked this up. We're late to the party on this one. But
No, we're not. No, we're not. Drop this week.
It did drop this week, but I'm saying everybody and their mother has already ran with it. So
yeah. So let's no longer run with this one and just move on to the next news story. Adam Wingard is going to direct Godzilla vs. Kong, the next movie in this, shared monsters universe. I don't know how they actually call it. But after Godzilla in 2014 and Kong Skull Island this year, of course, the next step is Godzilla vs. Kong, which you can see in the end credit scene of Kong Skull Island. And Adam Wingard is actually going to direct this, and I didn't do my homework on Adam Wingard, so I'm quickly going to look up his movies while Chris gives his thoughts on this story.
I'm happy. I'm so happy because to fill you in a
Wait, Chris,
little bit.
are you happy?
I am very happy because very much so. Because Case, I'm gonna stop you right now. You don't have to look up his credentials because he's a horror director. You don't like horror movies, that's fine. But he's done You're Next, which was a great film. He did The Guest, which is one of the best horror films of this decade. It is suspenseful. It's more to be honest, The Guest is more of a thriller, but still, fantastic movie. So good. He knows how to actually pull great performances out of his actors. And he can actually work with effects, which is what you need for a movie like this. Because look, I love Gareth Edwards' visual style. He can't direct actors to save his life. Sorry. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. And, let's I'm actually blanking on who did Kong Skull Island now.
Exactly.
Because that's my point. That one had only visual style and performances. Adam Wingard.
Actually, okay, the performances were okay. The characters were just. Were there characters in that movie?
I don't know.
I honestly can't tell because they were so forgettable.
Right?
It's not even funny.
Exactly. My point exactly. But like I was saying, Adam Wingard knows how to actually do both. He knows how to work with effects and knows how to do great, have actors give great performances. So this is a huge, huge buy for me.
All right, Kong Skull Island was directed by Jordan Vogt Roberts, whatever that may be.
Yep, whoever that was.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. Evan, your thoughts on Adam Wingard directing Godzilla vs. Kong?
His talent So I'm happy. It's talent. That's all I need to know. And he directed a thriller rather than a horror film, and it's probably gonna be a thriller Kong versus Godzilla, which it should be. So I'm happy. That's
It's
all I need.
going it's gonna be action adventure
Well, with a thriller edge.
with a hint of.
And we're going to place
Sorry.
a little bit of horror here with a tad bit of musical here.
Let's just sprinkle this over this movie a tad bit.
With just a little teaspoon of childlike whimsy.
Where's Harvey Dry when you need him?
I don't know, mate. Where's Shake Up London when you need him?
We just went off the rails and it's glorious. But yeah, no, seriously, Adam Wingard seems like a good director. I assume, I hope. I just want Kong and Godzilla to wreck shit and be in the movie for more than 10 minutes. So, yeah, looking at you, Godzilla 2014. All right, let's move on to our next news story. And Dwayne Johnson once again is in the news as usual.
What's new?
He is now rumored to play one of the million characters that he's rumored for. This is for the Wolfman in the Dark Universe from Universal. Apparently, Chris?
No longer the Dark Universe.
Oh,
Not yet.
yeah.
Not
Okay,
yet.
yeah.
Not yet.
Okay, so in that universe with mummies and Frankensteins and brides, Wolfman pops up, and it may be Dwayne Johnson, but it may not be, as all of Dwayne Johnson's stories. But anyway, Evan, Dwayne Johnson. It's sad that we don't have Chris Day because that would be fun. Sorry.
Chris Day would have a hard on right now. Chris Day would
I
probably
really know
put
he
hair
does.
on himself and glue it on himself, but that's fine. I guess it's cool. He'll bring a certain charisma to it. I don't mind Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Like I think I look at him better than you guys do. I think he brings a bunch of charisma to the yeah. I don't mind it. It's cool as long as he does well. I'll be happy.
When
about
did
it.
we ever say we don't like him? I just don't like the movies he's in. I love the dude. I love The Rock as an actor. I just don't like most of his movies.
I actually do like most of his movies, and I like him as an actor.
Yeah.
I actually saw one of his movies today, and I'm going to see one of his movies tomorrow. And
Who's probably the best part of it? Who's probably the best part of Fate of Furious?
Fate of the Furious. I don't know if he's the best part. He's fun in it. I don't know how he's in Baywatch, but I assume it's fun in it because he was in Central Intelligence, he was in San Andreas, he was in Fast and Furious 5 through 7. So, I like the guys. I hope that he's good in Wolfman. Anyway, Chris, how big of a heart do you have for Dwayne Johnson?
None.
Aw.
Well, because here's the thing, man. Okay. If you were going to tell me that he was going to be playing the actual Wolfman, like the creature of unimaginable terror that our character turns into, oh my god, that I'm on board for. Because he's ripped, he has the physique, and he could have a lot of fun with it. But if you're going to tell me he's just going to play the character that turns into whatever monstrosity, no.
He'll probably be both. He'll probably be both.
I don't want that. I do not want that. Partially because again, Misa no like it. And here's why. The character of the Wolfman, you need an actor who is a little bit smaller in frame because he has to look innocent. Because the character has to look like someone who can you don't want to get caught up in this.
Okay, Chris, you're gonna hate me for this, but CG.
Anyway. Bottom line, you're a loser, and that won't work.
Okay.
Okay. Now, look, I'll okay. Yes. In all seriousness, I just don't want it because I just don't think that he can play innocent that well. Nor do I think whatever he could turn into could be that much more monstrous or realistic than what he already is.
Anyway, with that out of the way, let's move on to the next news story, which is Cannonball and Sunspot, two characters, are cast in the New Mutants movie. Now, the thing is, I looked up the filmography for these guys. The one is Henry Zaga, the other is Charlie Heaton, but I was like, who? And then I looked up their filmography, and I was like, who? I only know one of them is in Stranger Things, and I haven't seen that, so I'm still like, who? But apparently Chris knows who these guys are. So, Chris, is this good news?
This is very good news. Why? Because kind of like how a few years back, HBO stars were crossing over into film work all the freaking time. I mean, Mary Louise Parker, who got her big start on Weeds, she started just showing up in movies all over the damn place. Adam Driver, known for the hit show Girls, he's Kylo Ren. So, he got his start.
Okay,
he got his start in
HBO. He's done more than just Kylo Ren, to be fair.
And that's what I'm saying. He got his start in HBO, and then he crossed over.
Yeah, no, but like he was in Inside Llewyn Davis. He was in Midnight Special, so
he did all those way before he did that show before he did any of those films. So I'm just saying. True. And now it's Netflix. Henry Zaga from 13 Reasons Why. He actually is pretty good. He does have a limited amount of screen time, but again, every second that he's in, it counts. And he makes it count because he actually knows how to bring the presence but not overshadow. And Charlie Heaton from Stranger Things, which seriously, season 2, can you please get here already? But
get on it.
Exactly. Netflix, get on it now.
Got about 4 months to go.
Oh, don't remind me.
Chris, I believe it's 4 months.
Too long. Anyway, yeah, no, he killed it. He kills it in that show, even though
literally or figuratively. Sorry.
God damn it. Apparently, it's Roast Chris Day here at the office. I was overdue for this, but no, he is one. He's definitely one hell of an actor, and I'm glad to see that he's crossing over from getting a start in Netflix, and now he's getting some film work. And hopefully, this franchise can actually stick around for a while, so that we can see these guys grow as their characters over time, kind of like how we saw with Hugh Jackman and Logan. So, well, I'm happy. So, and I'm sure Evan's just gonna say talent is good, and we'll move on.
Yeah,
and that's also what I will say, because as I said, I don't know these guys. Apparently their talent, that's good. So good casting. It seems that New Mutants is actually going to be a good movie. I hope at least. Yeah, let's move on to a different segment that I wanted to introduce because of my movie-going experience yesterday. Sometimes, most of the times, luckily, I go to the movies and I just can watch a movie and people aren't dicks. If in the case that someone pulls out their phone, I'll give them like a minute to put it away, because I often check my phone what time is it. So real quickly I look, and then it's like, oh, it's that time. The movie has been going. So I don't flip out over phones being out for a few seconds. I flip out the moment then that someone didn't turn down their brightness, and they just start texting for minutes on end, and I can see it in the corner of my eye. In that case, I get pissed. Or if people talk and I hear that and it's audible and it's loud, and I'm like, could you stop talking, please? I usually give it a little bit. Or whenever someone puts their feet up to my seat or seat next to mine, so I feel it, I'm like, guys, you're not at home. So all of that happened yesterday when I was watching Beauty and the Beast. First off, someone there were two women sitting behind me talking throughout the entire first act, just talking. And after the first act, I was like, could you please be quiet? No shouting. No cursing, just could you please be quiet? They laughed at it, but at least they were quiet for a little bit. Okay. Then in front of me, a girl starts doing stuff on their phone. And as I said, give it a little bit. But at one point, I tap her and it's like, could you please put your phone away? Okay. She does that, luckily. Then way on the left, I see another light coming out because someone is also on his phone for 5 minutes. And because I would have to get up and go there, it's like I didn't do that. But at least 5 minutes of my movie got distracted because someone needs to be on their fucking phone in my theater, and I just
And it's a
got pissed
beautiful
off
movie
at that
too.
point. And yeah, that's the thing. I really liked the movie. I was into it. So I was like, guys, can we stop talking and pulling out our phones? Can I just enjoy my fucking movie already? And then in the third act, towards the end, the women behind me started talking again. One of them put her feet up against the chair next to me. So the minute the movie ended, I stood up, I pushed her feet away, and I was like, "Don't put up your feet against my chair. Don't talk during the movie. I'm trying to enjoy my movie." She got pissed at me at that point. She got pissed that I pushed her feet away, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You have been talking throughout the movie. You put your feet up against the chair, which you're not supposed to do. People have been on their phone. Fuck this! I'm so done with people just thinking they're at home while at a fucking movie theater." And this was not my worst movie going experience. We may get to that another time, but seriously, I just needed to rant because some people do not get that you're not supposed to talk or have your phone out or put your feet up at a fucking movie theater. Anywho, Chris, Evan, do you have any good stories like this one?
I was gonna say,
Chris, you can go first.
I've already shared my my World War Z drunk as shit story. I do have a good one for Star Trek Into Darkness.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Let's...
So me and one of my best friends in college, we somehow got the whole theater to ourselves, which that is just the best thing in the world when you can walk into it. And here's the funny thing, it was like 5 o'clock on a Saturday. Nobody was in the theater, so we had the whole entire room to ourselves. And pretty much the whole time, because of course we snuck like what was it, like 4 or 5 beers in with us, and
wait, this story. Yeah.
I don't think I've told this one because
like
I said,
what was you?
Yeah, I told the World War Z one, and this was the same year. Yeah, so we're watching Into Darkness, and pretty much it turned into Mystery Science Theater 3000. It was hilarious because the whole time we talked, but we were like, we were making fun of the movie while it was playing. Because here's the thing, we'd already seen it, so we already knew what was coming, when it was going to happen. So, the reason it turned into one of the worst experiences is because about 20 minutes in, these random 2 people showed up and they ruined our fun.
Aww.
I'm like, and I actually, and seriously, I shit you not. As the movie was done, as we were walking past them, I actually said, "Fuck you two," because here's the best part. It was two, like, I think it was like 2 teenagers or whatever, and they were,
and they probably snuck in.
They did sneak in, and they were pretty much making out the whole time.
So you could have kept talking.
Nah.
Yeah, you should have.
We should have, but
you should have ruined their experience.
I trust me. I think they were trying to ruin their own. But
okay.
Because I'm assuming the clothes stayed on, but I don't know. Unless they were quiet, I don't know. But
Okay, well, let's talk about a more present experience than Chris's 2016 Doctor Strange. It was me and a group of 4. A group of 4 of us were going in. We already saw Fantastic Beasts, so we were in a different theater than normal, so we snuck in to go see Doctor Strange, right?
Oh.
Bad kids we are. We saw a movie for free.
Hey, darn kids!
Marvel already gets paid enough money. So we go in, we get our seats, right? And we're there sitting down, halfway through the movie. 4 freaking girls in the front, they're on their phones, like taking pictures, and the flash is coming on, so the whole freaking theater can see it. The whole theater can see it. They're laughing and stuff. They're going, ah! So everybody can hear them. Everybody can see them. The AMC lady comes down. She goes like, "Excuse me, miss, could you please be quiet?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." 5 minutes later, they're doing it again. So I deal with that. So the whole thing during Doctor Strange, which is a very well done movie, bothered the crap out of me because I really just wanted to sit down and watch Doctor Strange. It just wasn't a good experience at all. I couldn't say anything because I was near the top. It was just not a good day. Not a good time. But a great movie.
Evan, the only reason I do not pity you is because you snuck in. Pay for your goddamn movie, then you can complain.
Yeah, sorry, Evan. I'm kind of with Case on that one. Because here's the thing. I will never pay for candy or any shit like that. But I will always pay for my damn ticket.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, shit, why not sneak beer in or sneak, XYZ drinks in?
By the way, says the guy who doesn't really pay for his movie tickets anyway.
Yeah, you pay for your unlimited card, so...
Yeah, I do.
Asswipe.
26 euros a month, but I can see any movie I want. Anywho, with that out of the way, last news story actually opening this week, as always. Opening this week, 3 movies find their wide release. First of all, the big one, The Mummy, is finally releasing in theaters. Then It Comes at Night. Haven't heard anything about that. Or Megan Levy. Also have not heard anything about that. I don't even know if those 2 are coming out over here, but at least The Mummy is. So I'm definitely seeing that one somewhere next weekend. Looking forward to see that one this weekend. Hope it's good. I wonder, Chris, are you seeing a movie this weekend?
I'm seeing all 3. I'm kidding.
All 3?
2, actually. Megan Levy looks actually like it looks like a good movie about how being in the army can affect you and affect the animals that are trained to basically be soldiers and stuff like that. But I'm definitely seeing The Mummy because please, for the love of God, be good.
I think it will be. Tom Cruise is producing it. I have trust in that movie.
He also produced the Jack Reacher movies. So
also, oh my God, it's Russell Crowe.
Yeah, anybody who knows my taste in movies knows me and Russ don't get along. But
and last but definitely not least is the girl. God damn it! Well, Sophia Boutella.
Why you don't like her?
I said definitely not least. She's great.
Oh, okay.
She was great in Kingsman and Star Trek, so I can't wait to see what she can do as a mummy.
Yeah, no, I'm interested. And of course, It Comes at Night. It just I watched the first trailer and I'm hooked. And everything I've heard about it is just good. Is it a
horror movie?
Thriller / horror. I'd say it's a thriller with a horror edge, but I guess I still can't recommend it for you. So
I did like Don't Breathe.
Oh, then you actually probably would like this then because it's a very isolated setting, kind of like Don't Breathe, and there's some really interesting stuff going on. So
in that case, I may see it.
Yeah. So maybe you will like it, but yeah. Please, hello. Need now, Joel Edgerton. Come on, you were in my favorite movie last year.
That's true. Evan, what do you see?
The Mummy. It's gonna be. I would put it on good money in Vegas that it's gonna be a decent movie. It Comes at Night. It's a horror film. I'm gonna be too scared to see it. And Megan Levy, I've never heard of. So yeah, that's about it.
All right, so yeah, that's essentially our show, I guess. So with that out of the way, so yeah, guys, let us know your thoughts on any of these topics, or all the topics, if you want to, what we talked about today in the comments below. And yeah, let's plug everyone. Chris, where can the people find you online?
You guys can find me on Twitter at my band Last Shot Redemption at LSAR Band MN. You can follow Take 3 Productions on Twitter at FanSchmodown.
Indeed, check out the Finch Showdown we put up recently, the Schmoville doubleheader. It's good. It's really good. Evan,
Yeah.
plug yourself.
A little controversial, though.
EDEGRAFF11 on Twitter. I tweet politics, so you can get over it. Thank you very much. I had fun on the show. I'm sure the rest of us did. My voice cracks about a solid 5 times. That's a new record.
Anywho. Okay, guys, I am back on my YouTube channel doing reviews. So yeah, check out my reviews for all of the movies that I've been catching up on. There are a lot of reviews coming out today, tomorrow, in the next week. So look out for that. The Dutch Movie Guy on YouTube, of course, and at Dutch Movie Guy on Twitter. You can find me tweeting my reviews out on Twitter. And also, I haven't mentioned this at the beginning of the show, and I should have, but I forgot. But at least I remember it now. Of course, what happened a few days ago when this thing goes up is there was something, a terrorist attack, I believe, in London, and it's terrible, and it's bullshit that it happens, especially after Manchester also a week ago or something. My thoughts at least are with them there, and I assume everyone's thoughts on Take 3 are with them. So with that note, we'll end the show. We'll see you next time. Take care.